Leading off for East Georgia, number 20, Jalen Hall.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is game number 3 of our quadruple header here on JockJive as we get ready to see a team for the first time and another team for the second. East Georgia State taking on Georgia Military. East Georgia State winners earlier in the day in a 7-inning contest against South Georgia Tech. And on virtue of their one seeding, Georgia Military did not play in that opening round. Robert Williamson, Dave Elder, commissioner of the GCAA, set to bring you the coverage. And Dave, so far so good. 2 games in and 2 games in quickly.
That's right. We'll take those over those that drag on for 3.5 hours and put us, an hour and a half behind each scheduled contest. And I'll apologize. Well, not apologies, but you know what? If we set it in on the bracket. If we could start early, we will, and that helps things move along. Gives the kids more rest. Gives us old people, you and I, more rest at night, and then, we'll come back with 4 tomorrow. But we got to get rid of this one and get through with the next one, which is Gordon will be playing their first game in the nightcap tonight, and then we'll start putting some people home and people in the losers bracket, and we're going to keep playing.
And in the game that just wrapped up, Georgia Highlands knocking off Andrew College. And in reality, if we put these two on the field a half hour after that one ended, heck, the game might have started around 1:30 or so.
Yes.
I think it was about an hour, 15-minute game between Georgia Highlands and Andrew College. And it looked like Andrew College, for the first time in their now 5 meetings this year, were going to be able to get the game to the 5th inning. But Georgia Highlands scores 3 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, and the game ends early.
And that's been the mode of operation the first 2 games. And, the Andrew game, they had 2 outs, and then they got all those runs with 2 outs in the first game.
We have seen a ton of runs scored with 2 gone. It is Jalen Hall who strikes out to begin the ball game for East Georgia. Aubrey Clark, the 2-hitter, coming to the plate. Jada Aikson is in the 3 spot. Hannah Howard batting 4th. Kaylee Sanders 5th. 6-hitter Quinn McIntyre. Megan Jones in the 7 spot. Ariel Reynolds hits 8th. Paisley Wallace batting 9th. Alyssa Jones in the circle for Georgia Military. Behind the plate, Anna Land. First baseman Claire Clements at second. Emmy Moss. Shortstop is Olivia Bridger. Ansley West at third. Mackenzie Maddox in left. Emma Folds in center. And the right fielder is Carolyn Lehman. Strike delivered. 2 gone, both on Ks. 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Now batting for East Georgia, the shortstop.
2 outs for Jada Aikson. Aikson had a home run. Aubrey Clark, who just struck out, had 2 home runs in the opening game today for East Georgia. High inside pitch to Aikson. Hannah Howard moving to the on-deck circle. Pretty good chance we begin the 7 p.m. game early. So be sure to check back with us and we'll keep you posted. Of course, it is dependent upon this game. Never know, they could go long. As a matter of fact, the last time these 2 teams met at the end of the regular season, it went 9 innings. High pitch to Aikson. So no guarantee that we will wrap the game up quickly. And in that final game of the regular season, a 4-3 East Georgia State win. Fouled back by Aikson. Hannah Howard to the on-deck circle. These teams meeting 4 times in the regular season. Georgia Military winning 3, but again, that last one was a Bobcat win.
And I didn't look at the box score, so you don't know if Ashley gave some people a little breather there. Everything was taken care of.
Well, everything taken care of in the top of the first two, all fanned. Hall, Clark, and Aikson as we head to the bottom of the inning.
Just about all white. Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Be super loud. Be super loud. Here we go. Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro.
We head to the bottom of the first. Carolyn Lehman will start it off. Olivia Bridger in the 2 spot. Ansley West hitting 3rd. Claire Clements 4th. Anna Land is the 5 hitter. As that is sent foul by Lehman. 6 hitter Melissa Jones. Sophia Boutel batting 7th. And then you got your Emmy and your Emma. Emmy Moss, Emma Folds in the 8 and 9 spot, respectively. Kaylee Sanders in the circle for East Georgia. Behind the plate, Megan Jones. Riley McRae at first. Second baseman, Jalen Hall. Jada Aikson at short. Ariel Reynolds at third. In left field, Quinn McIntyre. Center fielder Paisley Wallace. And the right fielder is Hannah Howard. 1-2 the count on Lehman.
Was a good change of speed right there.
And able to fool Lehman. Count goes to 1-2. 3 up, 3 down in the top part of the inning. All struck out. And it's a slow roller towards third, picked up by Reynolds. It will be behind McRae and behind Lehman. Lehman able to scamper on to second. So unofficially, and again, I remind folks, any and everything I do is unofficial. But I'm scoring that as a base hit and an error.
I would concur, and right fielder did her job. She was backing up and had her dead to right at second base. It just could have made a good throw.
So a base runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs. Olivia Bridger to the plate. Bulldogs trying to end the jinx here in Strong Rock, where a 1 seed is concerned. Down to third goes Lehman. And East Georgia trying to be a 4 seed and win it. Now, that would not be a first. We have seen a 4 seed. I want to think Georgia Military was a 4 seed 1 year.
Were they a 3 or 4?
Maybe it was 3.
If you can tell me what year that was, I can probably look it up.
And it's in the crevices of my mind that
See,
happened.
I threw one back on you one time because you always throw, hey, David, you know what? No, I don't, Robert.
Couple of base runners on the corners. Ansley West coming to the plate. Nobody out on the bottom of the first. Got a feeling the crew at Georgia Military and East Georgia watching game coverage. Of course, we do some Georgia Military softball and football. As that one is sent to the fence and ricochets off the wall. Lehman is in. Bridger routing third, scoring. West with a double that drives in two. So actually where both campuses are concerned, I have plenty of friends at Georgia Military. Hello to Rob Manchester, Greg Zacka, and of course Tina Harrison is really, she's in charge. Rob might, be the AD.
Yeah, we know Tina's in charge.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Tina keeps that ship righted in the right
That's
direction.
right.
She is the rudder for that GMC ship.
Yep.
And without that, man, they would go in a circle.
Yep. Just be, chasing their own tail. Claire Clements coming to the plate with a runner at second. As that one is fouled away. And at East Georgia, a hello to the folks I know, Theo Howard and Coach Garrett with the basketball program. I think there was obviously softball, but no. Is there baseball? There is baseball. And they'll be playing in about 4 or 5 days down in Tifton.
They'll be playing Monday against South Georgia State. That's the play-in game on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. You'll be calling it. I'll be there. So if y'all are watching now, you be there.
And if they cannot be there, they can be on the other end of one of these things.
Exactly.
A string. A swing and a miss by Clements, and safely in at third is West. It was a close play at third. Reynolds almost got her. Anna Land moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is too high, 3-2. Georgia Military 17-3 in conference play. Lost to Georgia Highlands, Gordon, and East Georgia State. East Georgia State 7-13. As that is fouled away towards the dugout at third. Here is the payoff pitch awaiting is Clements. That is into left field, base hit to bring in another run. RBI single for Clements. And the Bulldogs take a 3-zip lead. Well, I've been running my mouth. I guess I ought to get some of these runs posted. Folks going to scoreless game. I thought I saw people come across home plate. They did. I'm a one-man band. Actually, I guess we're doing duo today, though.
1.5.
Yeah.
I'll purposely admit with my hand raised, I am the half. Well, I went back and looked through stats all the way back to 2013 overall standings. The closest you might have been was back in 13-14 when Georgia Military was 6th in the standings.
Wow. I did not realize that. And finished as the champion?
No, that I don't know.
Okay.
I was just going by conference standings where you're talking about. They came in as a, did you say a 4 seed?
I was thinking they came in as a 4-1 at 1 year. Or somebody did.
Gordon might have.
Or maybe AMAC.
Yeah.
Should I have researched this prior to bringing it up?
Well, you did get in at 3:30 this morning, so we'll forgive you for this one time. Because you usually are a plethora of knowledge.
I don't know about plethora, but 3-0 the count. Nobody out, Anna Land to the plate. Base runner at first, Clements.
GMC's got a 3 spot here already in the bottom of the first, with runner on first, and still to this point, no outs. But we're looking at a 3-2 count here.
Alyssa Jones moving to the on-deck circle. 1 on, 3 in as that one is sent foul.
Keep fighting, keep fighting.
3 balls, couple of strikes. Count is full. Here in the bottom part of inning number 1. Got a little technical issue elsewhere, so distracted briefly. There we go. Hopefully that's taken care of. And we are back. Yeah, I mentioned to folks I'm a one-man band, and I'm not a very good musician, but I'm still playing one-man band stuff. So
yeah, as I like to call it, sometimes you're herding cats.
Yeah.
And when you've got other guys that are doing productions at other places, and you're the top dog, as you are, and you can't be all things to all people, but you're all things to the GCAA 95% of the time.
Hey, man, we appreciate that. But,
And
I don't even know about the top dog status, though.
But, yeah, sometimes you got to lead the other ones, and sometimes you can tell them a bunch of times, but you're still herding them. And I call it like some days you feel like you're herding cats because it's very difficult to do.
Fouled away by Anna Land.
Boy, she's just battling and battling and battling. Somebody's going to take this one.
3 runs are plated. Lehman, Bridger, and West. Land to the plate. Clements on. Alyssa Jones moving to the on-deck circle. That is popped up right side, drifting back in front of the warning track. Catch made by Howard. Holding at first is Clements, and there's the first out in the bottom of the first. So on away with 1 aboard.
Well, you've got the GCA Pitcher of the Year at bat with Alyssa Jones, and you see 3 strikeouts last inning. But I tell you what, if her pitching prowess wasn't so good, she's not a bad hitter as well.
Coming to the plate with a base runner on, 3 in. Top of the second, Howard, Sanders, and McIntyre for the Bobcats. Sanders wind up, delivers outside of the strike zone, and the count even. Another warm start to a game. It has been a warm start to games 1, 2, and now 3. One offering. That is popped up on the infield at second. Hall will make the catch, and Clements continues to hold at first. 2 outs for Sophia Boutel. Emmy Moss moving to the on-deck circle. Slow roller, backhanded by Sanders, goes over to first, gets Boutel on the 1-3. 3 runs will plate, 1 runner stranded. We've played 1, and the Bulldogs by 3.
of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
We head to the second. Hannah Howard starts it. Kaylee Sanders and Quinn McIntyre due up in the inning 2. 3 runs played in the first inning, all for the Bulldogs. That is popped up towards center. To her right a bit goes Emma Folds for the catch and the out. 1 out, Kaylee Sanders next. Good to hear from Matthew Brown, who works with the Union Recorder in Milledgeville. Watson says the feed looks good. I'm thinking that is a twice-weekly paper, the Union Recorder. They're in Milledgeville, so check it out. Kaylee Sanders with Quinn McIntyre on deck.
Let's take a moment right now and I read off who are all region teams from members from this game. We got Jada Atkinson from East Georgia on first team infield. Let's see where we're going down here. Second team, Paisley Wallace, outfield. And there's what you've got from East Georgia, from Georgia Military. You got first team Ashley West infield. Going down the run here, Carolyn Lehman, first team outfield. First team pitcher, Alyssa Jones, of course, player of the year right there. First team catcher, Anna Land. First team DP utility person, Sophia Boutel. Second team infield, you got Olivia Bridger. Second team outfield, you got Emma Folds. Second team pitchers, you got Claire Clements. And that covers it right there.
Popped up behind the plate, and the catch will be made by Anna Land for out number 2. That's a heap of dogs and cats. Quinn McIntyre followed by Megan Jones. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Bulldogs when you get to the bottom of the second. 5 in a row retired by Jones. And it's 0-1 on McIntyre. Fouled off the screen. Couple of strikes on McIntyre. Jones 3 Ks in the contest. Back into the circle goes Jones. Moss, Folds, and Lehman in the second inning, a little bit inside. 0-2 on McIntyre. Able to get a piece of it and foul it back is McIntyre. Major League Baseball got one final. Cards beat the Reds in the first of two, 6-0. 3 games rolling. Tigers 7-3 over the Astros. Bottom of the 5th, Braves and Rockies tied at 1 in the top of the 3rd. Dodgers 1-0 over the Marlins in the bottom of the 3rd. As that has popped up over in foul territory, going to get it is Olivia Bridger, and it's a 3-up, 3-down, top of the 2nd. We hit the bottom of the 2nd. Amy Moss will start, and Emma Falls, Carolyn Lehman due up in the inning 2. A little bit outside of the strike zone with the opening pitch to Moss. Strong Rock Christian School, Locust Grove, Georgia. Just out of McDonough.
If you've ever been up down I-75 south of Atlanta, the Tanger Factory Outlet exit.
I did not know that. Tanger. That's that stuff that astronauts drink when...
They might have put on a Tanger, you know.
That's Tang. Never mind. Do they have Tang anymore at the...
It's at the grocery store. Yeah, that nasty stuff's at the grocery store, yeah.
Nasty. See, if you mix it with, like, cinnamon and something. I remember it was some kind of... Oh, yeah, it was good. 3-0 pitch to Moss. Emma Falls on deck.
Sure, back in the college days, it wasn't mixed with cinnamon. It was probably something much stronger.
Well, and the victual of choice then was ramen noodles.
Ramen. You know, I used to eat those until I saw that YouTube video of our bodies are not made to eat ramen noodles.
I did not see the YouTube video. I missed it.
They use some type of X-ray with a dye. It was like closing a washing machine.
Oh,
it was
really?
just rotating over and over and over. I'm like, okay, let's go with the real ramen noodles.
Yep. Payoff pitch. Ground short, and that is mishandled by Akeson on his Moss.
Akeson had it. That second hop, it just popped up and went off of her shoulder. Otherwise, she was in perfect position to make the play. That's really not Akeson's fault right there.
Got a runner on for Emma Folds. Top of the order, Carolyn Lehman to the on-deck circle. Bottom third of the order and the top of the 3rd for East Georgia. Boy, it's a 1 or 2 seed. If you win today, win tomorrow. I mean, you're not coasting. You're never coasting in a championship series here. That is into left field. Nice catch made. Throw over to first. Was it there in time? It was, and the double play turn. Folds with a line out, and Moss couldn't get back. What a shot from McIntyre.
Yeah, if you're in the winner's bracket, let's just use either Gordon or GMC because they're already up to the next round there, so to speak, even though we're playing the same day. They win their game tonight and then win tomorrow, you're in the finals.
2 games and in the finals.
2 games in the finals. If you hit the loser's bracket.
And do it early.
And do it early. You played 1 game, then you play tomorrow. 1, 2, 3. You'd have to play 5 games, 4 or 5 games to get to the championship game. And then you've got to defeat the team twice. So it's an uphill climb coming out of that loser's bracket.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. We've had it happen before.
Counting it in 1 on Lehman. Lehman with a single, advanced on an error, came in and scored a run. Will shoot that one in the direction of right field, but foul. Big kudos, by the way, to Gary Henderson. He's the fellow that eye contact to get access to the internet here at Strong Rock, man. That fellow will work with you any way he can.
Well, we certainly do appreciate that. That's going to drop in.
Base hit with 2 gone. On is Lehman, her second hit of the game.
Yeah, when your job's made easy, that makes the viewership job just so nice.
Well, on that internet, despite all the other stuff that, heck, you could spend tons of money on and get it right behind the scenes, if you ain't got internet, then it doesn't matter. So they make sure we've got it, and we appreciate it, Gary Henderson and all the folks in Strong Rock.
Yeah, that ability to send it up to the sky and come back down quick. Does away with that little rotating wheel that some people see sometimes.
Ground foul over towards the dugout at third.
Usually when people say that, well, it's spinning. Well, I said, have you checked your download speed? Because more than likely, that's where the problem is.
You got so many different, potential issues. And the receiving end is one of them.
Yep. Yeah, first thing I do when I have to call my home internet IT provider, I tell them, okay, here's my upload, download. And they say, well, it shouldn't be you. Let me check my end.
In with the stolen base. Lehman hots up as the throw goes into center. But she will hang on over at first. I think it took kind of an odd hop on Reynolds with the throw, and she's reeling in pain. Might have caught her around the wrist area. Lehman the stolen base in scoring position.
Yeah, Atkinson came over and said something to her. She's laughing it off now. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think she caught that just above the glove on the wrist.
1-2 offering to Bridger. It is too high, too far inside. Jones, Reynolds, and Wallace, 7, 8, and 9 in the Bobcat order when we get to the third. A little bit high, and the count will run full. And speaking of Strong Rock, gorgeous facility and the perfect layout from the standpoint you don't have to get around the backstop to get a good look. You can get out on that natural amphitheater in center field, sit up on the hill like a lot of the fans are doing.
Yeah, we've got a gentleman just to the right of center field. Got a huge beach umbrella, got his lounge fold-out chairs, got his little wheeled cart, who knows what. little charcuterie snack out there or something.
Another payoff pitch to Bridger, and she'll get walked.
Saw somebody last night. They had a picture of them at the beach, and it's normally looks like a tackle box. It's plastic, got a clear plastic lid, and all the dividers all through it. They were full of all kinds of snacks. There were crackers, there were pickles, there were pepperonis. I mean, little snack thing of little Reese's cups. I mean, they had everything. I said, that's the ticket right there. As long as you keep it cold.
Yep. Inside with the offering to Ansley West. West with a double and scoring a run in the first. Claire Clements moving to the on-deck circle. 2 on, Lehman and Bridger. Here in the bottom of the second. Too far inside with the pitch. Runners back. Bridger and Lehman. Claire Clements awaiting her opportunity next. That is shot in the direction of left field, but foul.
It was stroked and long enough, but just to the left side of that white chalk line and that little yellow foul pole. But tell you what, if she could have just not pulled on it quite so much, that would have been a huge 3-out round tripper right there.
That was interesting, too, in watching the body language of the 5 fans. I mean, there are 4 of the 5 underneath some type of protection, umbrella, or tent. And they all flinched. They all went into that, elbows in, knees up mode. The one that's sitting out there without any protection, she's like, whatever.
I think she was the only one that could judge the distance of the ball. The other 3 had no clue.
3-1 to West. That is hit well towards
and
left field. It will go out of the park. Ansley West. A double in the first. How about a round tripper in the second? That is the first non-solo home run we've had.
You're correct. All those other ones have been solo shots. But that was a big, huge. Well, I had no more got it out of my mouth. She came back. Well, if I can't get it fair the first time, I'll get it fair the second time.
And she will send it out of the park to grow that lead to 6. Claire Clements coming to the plate.
Now batting for GMC, the first baseman, number 4, Claire Clements.
I think we had 6 solo home runs before that Ansley West 3-run shot.
And, our previous 2 games, Robert, I think really looking back, the backbreakers on those previous 2 games were when we had a big 2-out hit. Now, is this going to be it for Game 3? Remains to be seen, but it definitely puts the Lady Bobcats, in a deep hole right now.
And that would definitely be classified as a big 2-out hit. 1-0 pitch to Claire Clements. Grounds it foul and the count evens. A trip to North Carolina to the winner.
Well, it could be South Carolina. Because
that's true.
There are others.
I'm making the assumption as that is hit to left field and McIntyre will make the catch. Clements with the fly out. But it has been another 3-run inning for the Bulldogs as we head to the 3rd.
Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Alright, somebody grab the bat. You have to make a full circle. You actually don't even have to make a full circle. Here we go,
Leading off the top of the third inning for East Georgia, the catcher, number 19, Megan Jones.
Top of the sixth, Megan Jones starts it. Ariel Reynolds, Paisley Wallace. 2 up in the inning for the Bobcats. Quick reminder, follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I know it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. But you still put Twitter in the address bar.
You know what? And when I go to tweet stuff out for scores, it has a little birdie.
That's true. Well, and here's the thing that really did it for me when it first came out, when there was the change to the X. Kim said, my wife, that looks like the swastika on Charles Manson's forehead.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, okay. I think I'll stick with the Twitter, the little bird.
Yeah.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There is a subscribe button nearby. Just move that cursor over and click. We don't take any data. No name, no address, no credit card number. We just want your subscription. You subscribing. Megan Jones leading things off in the top of the third. That is sent out of play. Back towards the area that the Strong Rock baseball team is practicing.
Yeah, and, I noticed back over there, looks like they've added another field. I guess they've added a lacrosse team.
Saw that. Saw some lacrosse. What do you call those, sticks?
Mm-hmm.
Ground towards short, and it will ricochet off of the man of Bridger. There is the first Bobcat runner. It comes compliments of the error.
Well, that's the second funny hop in the past 2 innings. First time was with East Georgia out in the field, and this time with Georgia Military.
Ariel Reynolds to the plate. Paisley Wallace to the on-deck circle. The string of 6 straight snapped by the E6. Jones on at first. Inside with a pitch to Reynolds. Land, Jones, and Boutel. When you get to the bottom of the third, running foul in the direction of first. And another one fouled away by Ariel Reynolds. Paisley Wallace, the last of the Bobcats to see Alyssa Jones for the first time. Moving to the on-deck circle. One ball, one strike offering. And there's the first strikeout for Alyssa Jones since that 3-strikeout first inning.
When you and I say something, we usually jinx the situation.
Yep.
So there's a few topics we're not going to even broach today, okay?
In fear of jinxing the situation.
Because we've done it in previous years,
Yep.
yes. Hey, when the good thing's going, we just roll with it and let it go.
But I wonder why we can't make that happen, to our benefit. Like, for instance, let me use this as an example.
As long as it doesn't affect what could happen here,
Okay.
yes, go right ahead.
It's a high pitch, but I think she tried to lay down the bunt. And it's 0-2 on Wallace. It is not going to drop to 55 degrees today. I know, why won't it? It's not. But if we're using the theory of the jinx influencing things,
I would say you're correct, sir, because the forecast low would be in the low 60s for the morning.
yeah, but I want 55 like mid-afternoon.
Well, mid-afternoon.
Well, maybe that's it.
that
Maybe
was-
it knows I'm thinking otherwise. Whoever manipulates those jinxes, maybe, they're pretty smart.
2 months ago you could have gotten that, but right now they're saying we're having June temperatures in the 1st of May. So, And next week when you come to Tifton, the forecast is calling for low to mid-80s. 85 was the highest one day.
That's not bad. I mean, that's
Other days,
okay.
80, 81. But I've told you're going to be in an air-conditioned.
That's true. That throw was there way before the arrival of Jones. So you got the strikeout of Wallace and the throw out of Jones. So despite the error, they got the base runner on still. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Jones. We head to the bottom of the third, mid part of the order. Anna Land coming to the plate. Alyssa Jones, Sophia Boutel, 2-up-2. Don't forget, when all the junior college and college sports are over for the year, our coverage is not. Summer ball, including Showcase Series baseball, that will start at Southern Miss. I think that is the first weekend in June. And it'll be right here on JockJive. So we're hoping you think of us as an alternative source for sports when you're clicking through the channels and ESPN Plus, Deporte. None of those have what you want. Think about sticking us in that rotation. Anna Land with a fly out to right. Alyssa Jones, Sophia Boutel. Due up in the inning, too. Bulldogs have had a couple of 3-run innings in the first and second. And a shot in the direction of left field, but foul. And Anna Land back to the plate. All right, what about the first year of football for Central Georgia Tech and Andrew College? I mean, how did all that work out joining Georgia Military?
I think for the first year, fine. I mean, they're getting their feet wet, or got their feet wet, let's put it that way. And I know, they look at it differently. I mean, Andrew, or all of us really in Georgia have constraints because from a travel standpoint, Georgia Military's budget is a lot bigger than that. They'll go to Snow, they'll go up to Pennsylvania, play Lackawanna,
Iowa Western,
things like that. And right now, CGTC and Andrew, they don't have the budget to do that. So they're getting some preps and stuff and trying to build that base. But if they're going to get recognized, they're going to have to start scheduling some other folks.
That is shot in the direction of left center field, and it's out of here. Alyssa Jones with a 2-run home run.
Well, that's one way to help your cause as a pitcher is to hit a 2-run shot as a batter.
Lead grows to 8. And Sophia Boutel coming to the plate. Well, do you foresee where football is concerned, though, having a conference kind of like softball, baseball, basketball, where you're playing for a champion?
Well, I brought it up to them as far as from travel standpoint and didn't mandate with them. And it'd be nice for each team to have a home and home. Because here's the problem. When you're playing preps, that used to not be an issue. The national office just came back from Denton, Texas at our annual meeting and came across for all sports. They're not saying you can't play preps and JVs. What they're saying is that when it comes time for postseason, that for like seeding in national tournaments, that will be pulled out and that will be taken into consideration. And if you have a player that's eligible for All-American status, those stats will be taken out as consideration. So it's going to hurt your team on those two counts. In saying all that, we've got a potential issue right now growing with prep schools. And we're trying to get a handle on that. Right now the national office has a moratorium on adding new schools, as do we in the GCAA. And a lot of these prep schools, I'm just, you know me, you and I have honest conversations all the time, and I'll have it with people that are watching. They just take kids' money and promise them pie in the sky and don't deliver half the stuff. And then after that well runs dry, they pop up somewhere else. They're like a roving band of gypsies. And, yeah, I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit because it really irritates me because we're held to standards in junior college, but they don't. They're not. We can get guys that get tossed in a game with them and they have to sit out. They're playing the next game.
Into center field with a fly ball from Boutel with Isabella Ibarra, the new pitcher for the Bobcats. And there's one away for Emmy Moss.
And so what they're doing, they're showing up and they're aligning with some. We've got one in southwest Georgia that has aligned with some school out in Oregon. Really? And so it's one of those things we're trying to get a handle on it nationally. Myself and about 10 other people are on a committee trying to figure out how do we get this before. And look, we've got a lot of stuff in flux right now with the NCAA and all the stuff that's going on there. It's things that we used to have set, we knew we can count on. Started with the Pavia lawsuit. Everybody's saying, everybody's got another year of junior college. No, that was just for Pavia. Now is the NCAA saying we're not counting any JUCO.
A soft shot to second. Catch made by Hall. Moss out, number 2.
So we've got a lot of stuff going on right now that we're trying to, we've always played second fiddle to the NCAA, and we've tried to sit at the table with them, and they don't want to listen. So we've sort of gone on the offensive with the same game, same rules, and try to say, okay, if you don't want to listen to us, then we're gonna find some way to get this out, and so where we're going to be in 2 years is probably going to look totally different than where we are right now.
I've been trying to figure out whether that's a bad thing, the aspect of junior college years counting against the eligibility of their athletic ability to play at the 4-year. I mean, I can see pros and cons to that.
Yeah, there are, and it's deeper than just some superficial conversations right now. I mean, it's more than that. You start looking at the NIL, at the portal. You get 4-year coaches, unless they're a 4 or 5, 3 upper 3 or mostly a 4 or 5 star, they're not looking at a lot of our high school kids anymore. They're just going to the portal and grabbing kids and restocking there, and you're seeing it in the other sports. And so it's It's crazy times right now in college athletics, and it's crazy time in college academia all around, because all of our schools are sitting there, not ours, but all across the country. Enrollment is a big thing, so it's going to be interesting.
Folds taking off for second and with a stolen base. As we're back to the top of the order, Carolyn Lehman to the plate. She's got a couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. Well, the only thing I remember in my political science classes in college was that the pendulum is never in the middle.
Nope.
Always swinging one way or the other, and, we do get extremes.
Yes, we do, and sometimes common sense has to reign, but you and I both know common sense isn't so common, and you sit there and when some people make certain decisions, you're like, what were you thinking on this? And myself and Dean Myrick, the Alabama commissioner, who you know really well, we sit there when we have discussions on things. We ask questions that are tough.
That is into center field. Ricochets off the wall. Lehman with a double that drives in Folds.
We sit there and look at things that, okay, somebody presents something, and on the surface it might be a great idea, but let's pull a few of the layers back and say, okay, who does this affect? What issues are we going to have because of this? What ramifications are going to happen? What happens if it doesn't work? Are you willing to go back to what you had? So, and it's not that, Dean and I or a few others are against things. We a lot of times just like say, okay, we'll make sure we got everything. Look, if everybody's thinking the same way, then nobody's thinking.
True.
And so that's what I like about, when I had a staff as an athletic director. That's down the line. That's going to score another run.
Into the corner and rolls. Lehman in to score. Back to first goes Bridger. And the Bulldogs have taken a 10-zip lead.
You don't want yes people, but you want team people. There's a difference, because if you come in with a plan as an athletic director, and all of a sudden coaches start bringing something up, if you really are open to things, you're going to say, wait a minute, I didn't think about that. Hopefully you thought about everything, because you've attained that level of leadership, and you think you've thought through stuff.
Down to second and caught stealing is Bridger.
Ooh.
Well, they didn't score 3. Bulldogs score 4 in the third. And we have wrapped up 3. We're going to the fourth in a 10-zip game.
Leading off the top of the fourth for East Georgia, second baseman number 10, Jalen Hall.
Top of the fourth gets underway. Top of the order coming to the plate, Jalen Hall. And now every Bobcat has had an opportunity to take a look at Alyssa Jones pitching, and let's see, second trip through the rotation, how the Bobcats fare. Hall, Clark, and Akeson. As that is popped up on the infield, and Bridger will make the catch from short. One out for Aubrey Clark. Jada Akeson to the on-deck circle.
Now batting for the Bobcats, designated player number 22, Aubrey Clark.
Bottom of the fourth, West, Clements, and Land for the Bulldogs. Runs in every inning for the Bulldogs. Bobcats looking to plate their first run of the game. Fouled away by Clark. Clark struck out looking in the first. One of 5 Alyssa Jones strikeouts. Winner of this one taking on the winner of the next one tomorrow. No elimination games today. But tomorrow, a different story. We'll start chipping away at the teams that are here, the original field of 6. Count even at 2. 1 away, nobody aboard, top of the 4th. Jada Akeson on deck. Aubrey Clark, who was the second out in the first inning, sending that one back to the screen. One more game to go, and again, good chance it starts early. It is slated for a 7 p.m. start. That is floated towards Bridger and short. She'll make the catch. And there is 2 away. Jada Akeson next. Akeson struck out swinging. Again, 5 Ks. And all but 1 have been swinging. That one looking was Aubrey Clark. Akeson with a solo home run in the opening game. And that, of course, was the East Georgia win over South Georgia State. At the end of today, 4 teams with a single loss. 2 teams will not have a loss. Even counted 1 on Akeson. 3, 4, and 5 in the Bulldog order in the bottom part of the inning. There is the first base hit for East Georgia. Delivering with a 2-out single is Jada Akeson. Second runner and first out. I make that first hit. Bobcats got a runner in Megan Jones, who reached on an error in the third. Get Akeson on via a hit here in the 4th. Hannah Howard trying to move her over. Howard with a fly out to center field. Count goes even at 1. I mentioned there were 4 regular season meetings between these two. Came at the end of the year. At least 2 of them did, and then 2 came earlier in the year at Swainsboro. There, Georgia Military won 8-zip and 12-4. That's going to hit Jones, and she's in some pain. And coach going to come out and take a look at the player of the year. Took a shot. Well, tried to get the leg out of the way, and I think it may have hit the opposite leg. Not the one she lifted to get out of the way. You have just not a whole lot of time to relax, and it got her somewhere in the ankle area. And obviously there is concern. Regardless, I mean, you got a potentially injured player. But even the additional concern would be the fact as to who the player is. And Alyssa Jones thinking she's okay to pitch. Let's see. She'll be given a few warm-ups. And I think she thinks she is good to go. Well, the health aspect now rectified. Secondly, the question would become the mental one. Man, after you've taken a shot up the middle like that, and you're ready to step back in and face live pitching again with Kaylee Sanders coming to the plate, we'll see if it has an impact. Couple of runners on after back-to-back base hits. Sanders, who popped out behind the plate, coming to the plate. That is over to first, mishandled, and you got the bases full. Throw to third, and able to get back safely is Aikson. 23 loads it up for the Bobcats. Runners at first, second, and third. Two gone with Quinn McIntyre to the plate.
Now batting for East Georgia State College, number 11, Josie Hendricks.
Josie Hendricks coming to the plate, pinch hitting for McIntyre. She'll pop it up. Bridger using one hand to shield the eyes, the other to make the catch. And the bases are left loaded on the pinch hit fly out by Hendricks. Bobcats threaten. Bulldogs hold as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
off the bottom of the fourth inning for GMC, third baseman number 42, Ansley West.
We get the bottom of the fourth underway. Bulldogs trying to put it out of reach. Bobcats trying to shut down the Dogs, keep it a 10-run game going to the fifth. Ansley West with a fly out on the infield. A pitch and an out here in the bottom of the fourth. Claire Clements 1 for 2 in the game. Strike delivered to Clements, who has singled and popped out to left. And a land on deck. And it is 0-2. Multi-field complex here at Strong Rock, home of the Patriots. And this weekend, home to the GCAA softball championships. That is popped up left side. In foul territory. Making the catch is that McIntyre back in. Where did Hendricks stay in the game? Hendricks making the catch out and left. And there's 2 away for Anna Land. Land with a fly out, got hit by a pitch. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Alyssa Jones moving to the on-deck circle. Foul back to the screen. Well, Matthew has texted and asked who is talking with me. Of course, right now, nobody. But I know what you mean. That was Dave Elner, the commissioner with the GCAA, who has stepped aside to take a phone call or maybe kiss babies and shake hands, whatever you do. He's doing. That's popped up to short. Ankson with a catch. No runs plate. Bobcats needing 3 in the top of the fifth to send the game to the bottom part of the inning. Top of the fifth gets underway. Harley Mills pinch hitting for Megan Jones. Mills was the starting DP in the opening game today for the Bobcats. Walked, singled twice, and hit into a putout that also produced an RBI. So a 3 RBI Mills in that opening game, getting a pinch hit base appearance here, or at least plate appearance, with Ariel Reynolds and Paisley Wallace to follow. In an inning in which the Bobcats have got to have at least 3 to send it to the bottom part of the inning. If there is a bottom part of the 5th, it'll be Jones, Boutel, and Moss all due up. Bobcats back-to-back base hits in the 4th, even loaded the bases, but left all 3 stranded. Foul tipped back into the mid of Anna Land. I mentioned the meeting between these two in Swainsboro, both won by the Bulldogs. When they met in Milledgeville, Bulldogs won the first. As that is popped to second, and the catch will be made by Emmy Moss. And the Bobcats won the second game. One out for Ariel Reynolds.
Now batting for the Bobcats, number 33, Madison Seagrove.
But again, at this moment, and of course, Bobcats can rally, move the game to the bottom of the inning. We could go the full 7. They may very well do that. If they don't, the game will end about 2 hours plus from start time of the nightcap. And Georgia Highlands is here, and Gordon is here. So I'm almost positive we'll start early. The question is, how early? With about a 2-hour break in between. Popped up on the infield, and at first, Claire Clements with the catch. And if there is going to be a rally in the top of the 5th for the Bobcats, it will have to come with 2 gone. Pinch hitter for Paisley Wallace. This is Kendall Mann to the plate. Looking to start at least a 3-run rally here in the top of the 5th. And obviously with Jones in the circle, apparently all okay after that shot to the ankle area. Nothing in 2 on Mann. And now for the Bobcats, the rally has to start with 2 gone and 2 strikes. Alyssa Jones, 5 strikeouts in the game, has given up a pair of hits. Trying to keep the shutout intact. Bobcats trying to erase the goose egg. Inside with the pitch to Mann. One ball, 2 strikes. Little low, little inside, and the count evens up. Top of the order, Jalen Hall moving to the on-deck circle. Two offering to Mann. Too high. And Jones, who was well ahead on the count, nothing in 2. But Mann has battled back and run the count full. Mann in for Wallace. Wallace got a plate appearance in the 3rd and struck out. That's too high, and Mann's given a walk. So the game not over yet for the Bobcats as we go back to the top of the order.
Now batting for East Georgia, second baseman number 20,
Jalen Hall with a strikeout and a pop out to short, 0 for 2 in the game. That is the first walk issued by Jones. On the inside part of the plate with a pitch to Hall. Potential game-extending run moves to the on-deck circle. Couple of strikes again on the hitter. Jones was at this spot with man and eventually walked her. Now runs at 0-2 on Hall. Low and away, 1 ball, couple of strikes. Hall the first out in the first inning, the first out in the 4th. Trying to avoid becoming the last out in the 5th. 1-2 offering. That is hit towards left field but foul. One and 2 on Hall. Man on at first. Has not even thought about going to second. Not getting a chance running into the last out. Outside with the pitch. Down to first with the throw. Man back. Count goes even at 2. Two offering. That is too high for ball 3. So Jones hoping there is no such deja vu in softball. Bobcats perfectly content with it. I'll take another walk. That is ground towards third, scooped up by West, goes to first, dug out by Clements, and that is your ball game. So this one ends after 4.5. And here are your final numbers. For the Bobcats, 2 hits, leaving 4 on, committed a couple of errors, going scoreless. And for Georgia Military, 8 hits, 2 errors, a single runner stranded. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 4 in the third. And your final score, Georgia Military wins it 10-0. So we've got an unbeaten. One of the 2 unbeatens that'll be playing on Friday, the Bulldogs. One of the teams that will be on the brink of elimination after winning the first game but losing this one, East Georgia State. Thanks for watching. One more game to go on your opening day of softball at Strong Rock, and that game slated for a 7 o'clock start, but again, it will start early. I'm confident in that. How early? Well, subscribe, click the alert button, and it will tell you when the link goes live. Thanks so much for watching. For all the folks with the GCAA and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.